getting it, fellas. Look here.
Stand by.
One for C-Lab, two for Troy Eagle, three for Wolverine to round out the trio. In this episode, everybody dies.
Broadcasting live from inside the power band, this is The Blah. In this episode, everybody dies. I'm your host, Wolverine, along with my sexy companion.
Whoa.
Slab is now Porkins.
The Trouble Shovel. What's up? How you doing?
I'm good. Welcome to the show, folks. This week, as Ben is not here,
Twofer.
he's with, we're doing a toof. He's with his epic band creating musical fusion. So Chad and I are going it alone. As usual, we tend to stick with like geopolitical thrillers,
Take a shot.
assassins, war, whatever. We decided to stick in that, but do something slightly different. And that would be watch the Bourne Identity, but just watching it from the perspective of Jason Bourne. So to give you a little backstory on this, Chad had watched about 6 months ago a video from the YouTube channel Cinema Sticks where he talked about watching the film just from the perspective of Jason Bourne and how it totally changes the film. So you basically, just sort of fast forward through the CIA parts. We were going to do a cut, but we didn't really have time to do that. So we just did the old clicky fast forward through the CIA parts, and it's really interesting. We're going to get into it. What's up? High level. Talk to me.
Yeah. I mean, we've been talking about doing Bourne for a long time.
We have.
As a twofer in general, like in terms of just having one in the quiver. But
totally.
I ran across this video when it came out, and the dude talks about it's not a genre, it's like a film structure called single character study, I believe was what he said. And when he mentions it, he cuts straight to the scene from Memento with Guy Ritchie. Sorry, Guy Pearce, Guy Ritchie. That's funny.
That's funny.
That's a death.
You're dead.
And yeah, he just proposed. He actually doesn't like say it's better necessarily. He just says, "Can you watch it without that shit?" Yes, you can.
That's right.
And it's interesting, and it should at least be available on the DVD to watch that option, which I kind of like that idea.
I like that idea too. Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes on to talk about it, and actually, it's kind of cool because it's like a 12-minute video, and he takes you through the film in 12 minutes rather than having to necessarily watch the whole thing by skipping the CIA stuff. But I would recommend doing it anyway because it's really easy just to jump ahead 10 seconds at a time, and it actually works pretty well.
It works great.
But yeah, it was kind of just a fresh-ish take, and being that we're such huge fans of this movie in particular, and you're a huge fan of the Bourne movies in general, I'm a little bit less so, but I was also a moody bitch for most of my life, so that's probably that.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just kind of a fresh approach.
Yes.
And I saw this video 6 months ago, and then we've talked about it a little bit here and there, and then actually sitting down to watch it, it was an interesting experience. I actually I found to actually jump into the high level, I found I enjoyed it a lot and kind of forgot what the feeling of those CIA scenes were, but remembered them also, if that makes sense. Like, I've watched this a dozen times or whatever, or more.
Sure.
So, like, I know what's happening. A fresh watch with this cut, like, I kind of want to show someone who's never seen it before and just see what they think. But I found it really compelling. And then today, before we jumped on the show, I went and fast forwarded through the Jason Bourne stuff and just watched the little spy game bullshit scenes. And they really actually were pretty dumb. So watching the inverse of it makes me think that they really are not unnecessary, but they're just like window dressing on the actual important part of what makes the movie great. Maybe not the important parts of the plot, but just what makes the movie great. So it was kind of interesting. Maybe we can bounce back and forth. I don't think I need to like go high level for an hour monologue, I could.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, right. I mean, I'll do a quick high level and then just kind of roll. We can roll. Okay, we've talked about doing Bourne movies, and I've seen them all. And I've mentioned, I'm sure at least one time on this show, that I'm a big fan of Bourne Legacy as well. Like a
You
lot
say it
of
every
nobody
time.
liked that movie. I say it every time. So
Every time.
nobody likes that movie. But the thing about Bourne Legacy, as I've said, is that, Tony Gilroy was the guy that wrote or adapted the books into Identity, Supremacy, and the Bourne Ultimatum. And then when it came to the Bourne Legacy, Tony Gilroy wrote it and also directed it. This is also the guy that did Andor, and he's just, and he's fantastic. He wrote Rogue One. He did a lot of directing, I think some directing as well in Andor, and he's fantastic. And I realized that I've seen all of the other movies way more than this one in the last many years. Yeah, no, I've seen this one bunch of times, but you watch all of them, right? There's 4 with Matt Damon and then the one with Jeremy Renner. And then, as I went back to do rewatches, I kind of kept skipping the first one. And I'm glad I did because there was a lot that I forgot.
Okay. So you kind of did get a freshie.
I did get a bit of a freshie. I think the parts I remembered the most was really like the part at the farmhouse with Clive Owen, and like some of the stuff at the
12-year-old
end.
Clive Owen.
Yeah, 12-year-old Clive Owen, exactly. And then I definitely vividly remember the parts in the Paris apartment before the guy jumps out the window. But this was it was great, right? So random too. It was kind of like, Dr. Evil kill switch.
Yeah. She's just like shell shocked and she's like, why did he do that?
Pack our shit. So I really enjoyed watching the movie like this. This is my sort of the end of my long-winded high level. I really enjoyed watching the movie like this. It totally makes the movie different and really, really enjoyable. I forgot how great this movie was. And I feel like watching it just from the Jason Bourne perspective made it so much better. It's leaner, it's cleaner, and it's like cut down, but you don't lose anything. I think you actually gain more.
Gain a lot.
I'll leave I'll sort of end the high level there and we can kind of just riff off of that for a second. I think you're gaining a lot more in terms of character and emotionality in the movie. Like more of that emotion comes through. Like I forgot, this is the one that we start where he knows absolutely nothing, right? So like in the subsequent ones, like he knows that he's been fucked with and all that because he figures it out at the end of this one. And that's sort of the driving force in the next, 2, 3, whatever movies. But in this one, it's just like all pure discovery. He's got amnesia. He has no idea about anything about who he is. And he doesn't really find out until the 3/4 of the way into the movie. So it's cool watching him forgetting that he's this like assassin and just like kind of being a normal guy, man, or trying to be a normal guy. And it just adds a whole nother layer to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. And I don't know. I really like the idea of just being able to flip a switch on a DVD and watch this version. Like I could see like just being in the mood for one or the other. Like I definitely will chuck this thing into audition or not audition premiere and cut it and just like have it available because it's just, I don't know.
I want
as
to
an
do
option.
the same. Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yes.
Very. There's a few comments on the video that are interesting. One dude said that he showed his wife the movie for the first time and she skipped those scenes and she enjoyed it.
You talking about the Cinema Sticks video?
Yeah, the person did say that there were a few scenes that didn't really have the same weight or gravity, which it kind of makes sense. Like the whole Wombosi assassination thread is rendered irrelevant, which is totally fine. But like, I don't know, it just kind of isn't there. We can talk about that. And then there was another one that was like, it'll come back to me.
That's when we take a deep inhale, folks, and look concerned.
I can't remember what the fuck it was. It was something good though. Oh, that's what it was. Sorry. It was a guy that had obviously been familiar with the books, and he was saying that it's closer to how the novel plays out for the first half, which is like
yes, I saw that comment as well.
That's really interesting to me because I've never read them. So
nor I.
I totally see how a filmmaker or the entire filmmaking team would would want to have some of that exposition.
Yeah.
But it was really interesting watching the inverse. It was really interesting watching just the Treadstone / CIA scenes today because the writing's actually really fucking bad. And it's just there to inject knowledge into your brain. You know, there's like one
it's
scene.
Like there, it's.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you're good.
I was just going to say, it's just like we've talked about this before. It's like it's just there to assume the audience are just total fucking idiots.
I mean, sure,
when
but
you
also it's like I don't know. I kind of disagree in a way. Like the writing isn't great. Normally, I totally am on board that it is treating the audience like they're morons. In this case, I just feel like it's like adding spice. They're like, we just need to add some spice to our curry. But then, you know, it's too much fucking spice, you know? It's pumpkin fucking spice, you know, it's pumpkin spice lattes. It's just not needed to the point of, you know, cinema sticks. Like it's you know, it's not critical. Right. Maybe is the way. And I'm going to just give you a little taste just cause it was like, you know, they're like after the fucking the consulate scene where he's like fucking dudes up and running around and jumping out and he runs into Franca Potente in her shitbox car and then like they're like bleep bloop bleep bloop enhance. It's some sort of alleyway. They're like just enhance it, man. She's a gypsy. She doesn't really have a paper trail. She just pops up here and there. It's kind of tricky to track her down, but we did it because we've got bleep bloops. I want to know every place that she's taken a shit in the last 5 years. It's just like, really, dude? Like, what? You know, like it just, I don't know, man. It's like, the only reason you put up with it is because it's against these amazing scenes with Damon and Potente, you know? It's like, it's so bad.
It's so fucking true, dude. You're firstly, that was like the best rendition of any kind of bleep bloop anything ever that's been done on this show. It was
what do we got,
good.
people? They're like, Willie's traveling westbound on Frankenstrasse, sir.
I agree. It's like, all right, yeah, exactly. I think, okay, maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh, but I do believe that those scenes were injected because you know the filmmaker. This is the way these movie studios are, right? It's like the filmmaker knows, but it's the studio execs that don't. And they're like, we need some like CIA, like in some kind of control room to you know inform the audience of what's going on because they don't really know what's going on and they can't possibly be that smart enough to know what's going on. You know what I mean? It's like, come on,
there's not enough
dude.
Emotional punch. Can we have a flashback scene to where we feed him large amounts of LSD and pull his fingernails out because they're not emotionally attached to Jason Bourne? Okay, man.
It actually takes away from the emotionality of
it does, yeah. You know, it pulls you away from connecting with the characters, yeah. With the main
exactly.
characters.
Like the whole. That's what I loved is that I was like connected. I was so into this. Like I was just absorbed. I had to watch it on my phone, but like I was like whatever. And I was just so into it, sitting on the couch watching it. I was like, God, this is so great. You know, like I wished I didn't have to fast forward. That was enough, like of an irritation. You know, like I wish we had the time to cut it up because it was so enjoyable to watch. And the reason why you know that you don't need those CIA, or one of the other reasons why you know you don't need the CIA scenes is because he does a perfectly good job of like laying out through the course of the dialogue and the acting what's going on in each scene. And you're right there with him. You know what I mean? Like not knowing. Like, okay, well, I guess.
And you don't need to be ahead.
Right, and you don't need to be ahead of it.
As soon as you get your first couple of Treadstone
right.
scenes, you're ahead of Bourne, and then it's just like it's less interesting.
It is less interesting because you don't need God mode.
Yeah, exactly, it's less interesting now. Like it's really kind of tricky to parse because we've seen the movie before. We know generally what it's about, and maybe for you it's less tricky because, like you said, it had been a long time, but. I don't know. I kind of really liked that you literally had no idea what Treadstone was all the way until basically the very, very end, you know? Right. And it doesn't even go into detail about what it is necessarily. I guess it kind of does. Because it's the scene where old mate is confronted by Bourne in the hotel.
Oh, yeah, at the end. Chris Cooper.
Yeah, when Bourne flips the script and he's now knows more than them, and he takes it. He like busts into Julia Stiles' apartment or whatever, and starts fucking things up, and taking people out. What was the dude's name? What's the actor?
The
Not
actor's
the
name
chief
is
from
Chris
Super
Cooper.
Troopers. What's the main dude that he's against?
Chris Cooper. That's Chris Cooper.
Chris.
Totally. I was like, how did I never notice this before?
we've talked about it before. But when Chris Cooper gets in Bourne's grill, and he's just like, "You're a fucking weapon. You're a $30 million weapon that's gone bad." But then Bourne starts having flashbacks, So it's that scene, like in the last 15 minutes, where he actually starts getting his memory, and you're like, "Oh, okay."
Right.
As the viewer in this scenario.
Yes.
And up until then, there's not a whole lot. Up until then, there's just not. You're getting like sprinkle fed stuff because he has no fucking clue. He just has like a fucking bank account,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's why this version works so well. Like, I love how low key Cinema Sticks is. I want to get that guy on the show, dude.
He's chill, man.
It would have been super cool to have him on for this. Maybe we'll try to do another one in the future. But yeah, he's super like low key. But it's I don't know. I'm very passionate about it. Like, and you can be high energy as well, as everybody knows. So like, I really was excited about this. Like, I really just thought it made it so much better. It was just a completely different movie. Like, I mean, that's a little over dramatic, but it was very much a different movie, And it was like, if you just wait until the two perspectives converge at the end, it's perfect. Like, that's all of like the CIA you need to know. And then it really makes it more exciting, because then it's just like, oh shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden, you're kind of like, oh, the CIA, you know what I mean? Like, this is like a big freaking thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like,
it goes
it's like
all the way up to the fucking president,
right?
Junkyard Dog style, and you don't realize how high up the chain it goes.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It definitely goes Junkyard Dog style. I go totally.
How dare you, sir?
So like, you don't, up until then, like, we get to the part where he's like, well, if I'm Kane, and I was just went to meet this guy, and he was talking to me like I was Kane, and then he's like,
I'm Kane. I'm totally Kane.
But he has the realization, like, he's like, I'm an assassin. That's what I am. And she's just like, what the fuck? And
I just located Kane's body. So you're not Kane.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. It's like, and then the CIA starts coming in, and it's like a total, like, it's like a great reveal and a great surprise when you have all of the bits in there about the CIA. It's just, it takes the air out of it, man, because everything already. Like, you're like,
it's a willy won't he, when will he figure it out, as opposed to a what the fuck is going on.
Right, exactly. Like, it becomes more of like a mystery in addition to a thriller when you don't watch the CIA bits.
Yeah, I was just,
and I don't know if Tony. I would be really curious to know if Tony Gilroy like wrote those bits in originally, or if he was asked to add.
I could see that getting brought in later drafts. I could see it. I could see drafts where there's less exposition and it's just focusing on the characters, knowing that he was going to add the stuff in later, even.
Right. I mean, based on what that commenter said, because I did read a couple of the comments as well, and I read that comment, and he said this is more like the book. It's like right on. Like, I know for a fact, just from things I've read over the years, that like the books are a little bit of a mess, like in terms of timeline and like age and this, that, and the other thing, and there's stuff that doesn't like line up or add up, especially when you go between the original Ludlum books and then the ones that I believe it was his son picked up and wrote. So
Brian Herbert bullshit.
But yeah, similar. Yeah. But that being said, like, I would really be curious to know that, man, if he wrote those in originally.
Yeah.
Because it's just, it plays so much more like a mystery. It plays so much better. And like the reveal of him being an assassin, like, it totally changes it. Like, I mean, think about it, man. Like, again, I mean, I'm just saying it a different way, I guess, but like, or expounding on it, but like, it's like, with the CIA bits in there, it's like, like within the first 15 minutes that this guy is like involved in some government shit.
Yeah, when he takes out those German cops, you're just like, oh shit, all right.
Well, you know, okay, so you know that he has some skills, but like when you watch it with the CIA bits in there, it's like within 15, 20 minutes, they're already like, you know, you get that little
Go straight to the fucking Joint Chiefs bullshit. Yeah.
Sound on the screen like every time there's one of those scenes, like there's so
Langley,
many fucking
Virginia,
computers
CIA
and bleep bloops in the world are fucking going off.
Yeah.
This is our bleep bloop room. This is how we find
is where all of the
everybody
bleeps
that's taking a shit this week.
Fucking
this is where all the bleeps. This is the room for the blooping.
This one to your left is the bleeps.
Yes.
And to your right is the bleeps.
And over here we have the bloops.
We've lost the creeps, the sweeps, and the bleeps. So one thing that I thought a minute ago that was interesting, right, is like,
well done. Yeah.
We were talking about how it's nice not to be ahead of Bourne with this approach. But what's interesting is that you are no longer ahead of Bourne, but you are ahead of Marie. So like the perspective shifts where you know that he can fuck shit up because he hits those cops in Germany. And there is that really, really well noticed part of that scene where Bourne is sleeping on a bench and the cops come up in Switzerland or whatever and start talking to him in German or Schweizerdeutsch or something. And he responds in German and his face has this little eyebrow raise. Like he didn't even realize he could speak German.
Yeah.
And so like just these real subtleties of the performance and the writing. And so you get this like, oh, wow. Okay. He's actually like knows what's up. Like he can mess people up, but it's confusing for him. So you're with him from that moment, you know. It doesn't go to Langley, but also once Marie comes around and you, especially in the Paris apartment, you know, like she's like, oh yeah, he can handle himself. And this is kind of interesting. But then he like fucks that dude up with the big pen and she's like in full on shock, you know, like it's hard for her to recover. He pulls her out. She pukes. Like they go to the hotel. She's still kind of like freaked out by the dude because he like fucking totally destroys this guy. So like it's kind of interesting that you're not ahead of Bourne, but you are still ahead of Marie. So there's still like kind of that dynamic a little bit, but it's less.
Which is weird, yeah.
It's weird, but it's also interesting because it's like it's a different point of view. It's a different experience. You know, like if you I don't know. I kind of like that she's not a proxy for the audience at all, I guess, maybe. So like a Marie character would normally be a proxy for the audience, like a mere mortal, but in the original cut, she's not a proxy for the audience because you as the audience are watching all the CIA shit. So you're ahead of the game. She's just the love interest who's kind of interesting, I guess. Like, I mean, I love her. I love what she did with the character. I love what they do with each other. But like, you know, she's just the tropey sidekick, I guess. I don't know. Like it's boring if he's in the car by himself on a car chase and she's just like, ooh, you know, I don't know.
It's cool watching. Okay. Wow, that's a really good point that you brought up, man. It's really interesting. Like if he was doing it alone, it could be made interesting, right?
Sure.
And he could have interactions with randoms and blah, 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 blah. But having her along for the ride, it's like he doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know what he is or what he does. And she's just kind of like, she kind of like, first she's just kind of there. Then she's giving him a ride.
Yeah, then she's kind of
she's
intrigued.
really antagonistic. Then she's giving him a ride. And then she's like, well, you know, like, I don't know. You don't, he says like, you're the only person I know.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, you know, like I'll hang out. Can I use the bathroom? And then like, you know, we're off and running. And she's like there with him along the way for the discovery. And it allows him to connect with her. Like when he talks about the talking and he talks about like, you know, I haven't really slept and I don't really remember anything. And he's like, the talking is great, you know, because she's like, oh, I'm rambling and I'm not talking. I'm nervous, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, I love it. Please keep talking, you know. And
she's like, I feel like an idiot. I kind of like this guy. And he's like, no,
exactly.
This is great. Yeah.
It's a great, that car scene is a great scene. Yeah. It's a really good scene because it's just really solid, very real, very human. And it really just like, that's where we really kind of get the first kind of connection point. And I think that's what's key here is that like when you're watching it without the CIA parts, you're getting even more of the human experience of Bourne because you're able to solely focus on that. And like she completely facilitates that. We never get that in the other movies because once we get into like 2 and 3, for God's sake, I mean, he's just like, you know, he's on a fucking mission,
Wick
dude. He knows everybody screwed him over. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So like this movie is special in that, you know, he gets to spend time just as a normal person in the beginning. You know, like I'm just thinking about the scene when they like get
or
to
he
Paris
even just
like,
thinks he's a normal person.
Right. Or that exactly.
He hasn't figured it out
really.
yet. Yeah.
Right. But she knocks on the window and he's like, oh my God, I was sleeping. And she's like, yeah, you've been sleeping for a long time. And he's like, God, I haven't slept in so long. And she hands him something for breakfast, probably a Wazon.
Glaçon.
Have you seen that Wazon video?
No.
So fucking funny.
Okay,
It's these Australian guys, dude. It's so fucking funny. Okay. I'll send it to you later. So at any rate, like, you know, and he's just like, they're just standing there and like the camera pans around them and you can like see the wind and kind of, you know, she's kind of cold and you can like feel the chilliness of the air. And like, he's just kind of like staring out like he just woke up, not worried about a fucking thing in the world, man. Just like taking
and the only reason he's asleep is
because
he got to a point of trust and connection. He wouldn't have fallen asleep.
There you go.
Otherwise,
Even more so. Yeah, absolutely, man. So I think that like her being there is great. And I think it's super important. And my God, I really wish they should include a version like this on a DVD, man, or my God, it would be so cool to watch this in the theater, man. Cut.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like that would be really, really cool. So anyway, like I think she's really important to be there, man, because she helps facilitate that human element. Go ahead.
And I think like the other, I don't know, you know, when you were talking about wondering if Tony Gilroy wrote these types of scenes without or with the CIA stuff intentionally or structurally, like it made me think like there's a world where he didn't want the shit and the studios did. Cool, fine. That's probably unlikely in my opinion. There's probably a version where he did, you know, he really focused on the connection stuff in early drafts and then later sprinkled in the exposition to punch things up a bit intentionally, you know, to get it funded or whatever. And so like, you know, Marie's character similarly when like looked through the lens of like a screenwriter is like, if you only have one person solo, it's harder to be inside their head. You're going to end up like, you know, David Lynch's Dune, where it's like people like talking to themselves and the inner dialogue shit, which just doesn't really work on film. It works in a book, but it doesn't really work. You know, it's like Bourne thinking about how confused he is in a car for hours. Like it doesn't make any sense. So you need someone to bounce shit off of. And hence the buddy cop idea of buddy up things are born, you know, like she exists as someone to bounce ideas and exposition and his inner feeling off of. And she's a woman, therefore you got your classic love interesty shit. So like cool, tropey bullshit in a movie that's less well written. But because Gilroy's clearly talented, it's very like the connection is just magic. You know, like they just have so much chemistry. It's so plausible that they'd be in, like it's so plausible that she'd be into him. Like he's an American in Europe where like you're an exotic species when you're traveling abroad, you know, like you're a little bit more attractive to the local populace kind of bullshit.
Extra sexy.
And he's, you know, he's in his prime and he fucking shows these little signs of competency. And so she's just like, she's really just kind of intrigued by the dude. And then like the cops come by and she's like, are they there for you? You know, so like there's just like some intrigue for her. And then he obviously becomes comfortable. You know, he's not thinking about even up until when she kisses him on the face, like when she dies, he's not thinking about her in that way. He's trying to like stay alive and figure things out. So it's not until she's just like, no, we're kissing now, that he's like, oh, okay. You know? And so like, it's totally believable.
It's very believable because it's so natural. There's such a natural progression of little like him, you know, obviously like, she chooses to join him for the ride. He's protecting her obviously out of necessity in all these different situations, you know, and it's like, it's just so natural, you know, but there are times where like in the car, and she's just talking and he's just listening, and they don't just, it's not just this like high adrenaline, like we got to move to the next thing because the other thing's about to happen. It's not like that. Like we get human moments and human elements, little ones, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it makes that when they hook up, it makes it way more natural. So you're just like, yes, like totally. And they don't overdo it. It's just like really like camera's super tight, like really great, like just little intimate kissing, but nothing crazy, dude. Not like, let's go like bang now. It's not like that. And then it's like oh my God, all that bullshit. And then we just cut to the next morning. He's sitting in the chair. He's already wiped the apartment down, and she wakes up, and it's like, it's so great, man. Like you're
but
rooting
even that
for it.
is
not only is it right.
Oh, sorry. I just like, can we
like
just for
tropey?
a second? No. I think like a great example of what you were saying about it being like natural is like the next morning she wakes up, and it's like she wakes up and looks at him and is kind of like, was that a one-off thing or is this a thing?
Right.
And that's exactly what happens. You hook up with someone and then you want to kind of see what's next, but you're like not sure. You're like, was that a thing? Is this a thing? Like she has that kind of body language where she sits up and kind of pulls the blanket up a little bit, and he's just like, I wiped the room down and there's no fingerprints. But then she's fucking with him. She's like, do we need to check out
subsequently there's no jizz either.
Yeah, exactly. I turned on the black light, wiped all the jizz off the walls. Don't have to worry.
I already wiped down the apartment. For fingerprints or jizz?
Both. But I like that. I like that, it's just such a delicate.
My safe deposit box had a black light in it, so I brought that along.
Dude, there was a thing in my hip. It had a safe deposit box. I opened it up. It was just full of semen. I don't know what the fuck I was doing back in the day. This is very confusing. It was all the jizz I cleaned up.
That's it. That's it.
I like how we're talking about like a safe deposit box full of fucking semen while I'm like, it was a very delicate scene where they liked each other a lot.
That's the last day. That's the last of the jizz jokes. Oh my God. All right. So
But hang on. So she like it's a great example of just how masterful the chemistry is, because being curious post hookup about whether this is going anywhere and being nervous and being a little bit out of place because of that vulnerability, like it's shown really well, just like that little eye twitch with the German speaking thing. It's very subtle.
So good, dude. Yes,
it's very subtle.
I really, really like it a lot. And yeah, the subtlety of the performances is really good. And I really like the camera work is great. Just some of the shots are just perfect. And I really liked how the whole thing is really, it's almost in black and white. Like all of the tones in the movie are like, it's like stone and snow, like for the most part, it's, and it's like either in black or white or very like drab, low colors, it's only like, certain things that have color. Like,
but like her and her car, she's got like the car, and then she's got her kind of like car colored streaks in her hair and stuff. Like it's very late 90s.
Until she doesn't, right?
Until she doesn't,
in Paris, all the buildings are, white, same as in Zurich, and then it's like, it's only in the CIA that you see like all the browns and all that stuff. But I mean, for the sake of how we did it, like it's almost like a very, I don't know. There's not a lot of color in it. I like that. I think it works well. I don't know why. It's like the bag really pops. The red bag is like a big deal in the beginning, and it really, really pops.
Yeah, for sure.
Because of that. And I don't know if all of that was intentional. I mean, it usually is with these directors. And so I really enjoyed that a lot, man. It gave it this kind of bleak kind of feel to it as well. Like you're kind of like, so even when the mood was like lifted, and like certainly like in the beginning when they're traveling to Paris and when they first get there, and he really still doesn't know anything in there, and he's acting very normal, like a normal person, it adds a layer of foreboding, and sort of
it's
tension,
interesting
maybe.
Yeah. It's like the scenery maintains a little bit of tension. That's interesting.
Yes.
That makes sense. Yes. Like if it was super like saturated or colorful, or like, we did Hannah recently, which is is more colorful and stylized, and we talked about preferring this in hindsight,
and much more psychotic.
That too,
turns out.
The just the last thing on the relationship between the two of them that I never paid attention to, or maybe that I paid attention to more this time, is the "can I use your bathroom" apartment stuff, where I read her saying, "Can I use your bath?" I mean, it's pretty obvious, but I read her, "Can I use your bathroom?" as like, we gonna fuck. It was just like, she's gonna go brush her teeth and take a shower because she wants to hook up. And
I didn't read it like that at all.
No, so like, just for the sake of conversation, then, like, she's into him. She's decided that she wants to hook up with him. She's in an apartment where that can happen. They can have a fling for a couple of days. Like, for her, not knowing and not really believing that he is, you know, John Wick. Like, she's just like, we can snuggle up on his bed for a couple of days. Like, I'm into this guy. And so she goes and brushes her teeth and she's getting ready or whatever. And then she comes out and she's like, oh, you know, da 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 da. And then he drops the knife in the floor. So, I mean, there's the classic kind of movie thing where, like, you build the tension, then you cut the tension. This is an example of that. Like, a lot of times, like Gimli in Lord of the Rings, we talked about, the comedic thing cuts the tension through comedy. I think, like, the tension here was the sexual tension, and that gets cut by the action sequence. And then her perspective goes from "I'm into you" to like, what the actual fuck? Shock.
Yeah, totally.
So I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Like, it's plausible that she's like, we're in his apartment now and I'm kind of into it. He invited me up. Like, this is a thing now. To then, like, Big Pen fighting, you know, like the Big Pen fight is an iconic
tension cut with a big machine gun.
I mean, like, for me, I remember seeing the Big Pen fight maybe in the theater and just be like, it was just like, oh shit, you know, like, the dude gets a big pen in his fucking hand. Like, for me, the Big Pen fight is like a very iconic action sequence from this time period. It was like very much in the, like, action movies have changed, and this is an example of, like, the up close Transformers-y fight scenes, I think, done well.
I think done well too, even though it's up close. But I would say that my scene like that, like, I had similar thoughts, but my scene where that happened was like the scene in the consulate when he's just like, in 3 seconds, he takes out 4 guys.
Same with the two like, German cops too. Yeah, he just lays people out.
He lays the German cops out, but it's a little bit different. It's at really, night. He's sleeping on a bench, quick. Like da da da. You know, in the consulate, it's like he's totally got it under control. He's completely surrounded. Totally gets confronted. You know, guys walking at him with the cuffs, ready to slap him.
Yeah,
you know, so
and they're all like
broing
out in their fucking uniforms and shit. You know, like, stop right there, sir. Which is fine. Yeah. And then he just fucking lays waste, you know? Like, it's just kind of great.
We're so SWAT.
We're so SWAT.
The best of the best of the best. With honors.
With honors, sir. Yeah, exactly. Well, what I like most about the consulate scene is that in the big fight scene, he's under control, ? Like, he's fighting for his life, but he's kind of got it, but kind of doesn't. In the consulate scene, he just straight up fucking has it. Like, he is so chill walking. He's just like fucking slowly walking up the stairs, slowly walking down the hallway, grabs the fire escape map. He's just like, grabs
the guy's radio.
Upstairs, totally. You know, and is just completely cool as fucking ice. He is Vanilla Ice from T2. Not Terminator 2. That would be sick. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Yeah, there you go. Vanilla Ice from Terminator.
I'm definitely dead for saying Vanilla Ice was in Terminator 2, by the way.
Oh, it's being recorded.
Oh, 100%.
As we speak.
So I don't know. I agree with you. The consulate scene's sick, but I don't know. I kind of like the apartment scene, maybe because it's just the stakes are a little bit higher. Like, he's just so in control in the consulate stuff.
Yeah, yeah. He is. It's just different because it's like the beginning of it. It's the first time he's done anything like that. I mean, up until then, he's just been like shivering on the side of the building. And like all, you know, whatever. And then he finally goes into the bank.
Fucking Spider-Man's down the side of the building. I love that.
Totally. But it's like kind of going all the way back to the beginning. Like I completely forgot. Like when I started watching the Cinema Sticks video last night, I completely forgot about the boat and the water and the guys on the boat and that whole thing. Like I completely
I did like how mad he got.
that.
He's just like hanging out looking at the maps. He's like, I don't fucking understand, man. I'm looking at these fucking charts, man. I can't figure out who I am. The guy's like, bro,
I can speak German and I can speak French and I can speak this and I can speak that.
It's like, bro, come in. We
but
just
I can make coffee.
We just made some pasta. We're playing Crazy Eights, man. Come hang out for a minute,
Yeah, right.
The guy's like, fucking no, dude.
No. I'm somebody. Yeah, so
that guy's awesome. That guy is like, he reminds me of was it Jacopo from not Jacopo? He reminds me of the boat captain, the guy that likes
Luigi Vampa.
Yeah, there you go, Vampa.
Yeah, Luigi Vampa.
He fucking helps him out,
When the guy started working on him, like taking the bullet out or whatever, I was like, "Who's this guy? He looks like Stanley Tucci. Stanley Tucci's goofy Italian cousin."
That's it, man.
That's who I thought he was. Man.
I liked how Stanley Tucci's cousin. Like, I mean, there were moments in this movie where I was like, all right, this is kind of dumb, but I kind of like it, where he's like got a scalpel and he's like, I'm going to make a small L-shaped incision in this wetsuit. It's like, what? He would just fucking take a pair of scissors and cut the fucking wetsuit off. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what they always do, dude. That's what they always do in the movies in the hospital, right? They cut the clothes right off with those with those scissors that have the L shape.
Or you just, you got your scalpel. You just pull up on the wetsuit. You slice a line down the thing. Like, who would use a scalpel against the guy's body on a wetsuit? Like, the guy's sliced and diced under that fucking wetsuit now with your crazy ass scalpel.
Well, and he could possibly be dying, so why would you take the extra time to do something stupid like that?
He's like building a model airplane or some shit in there, Right? Like, what are you doing, dude? I don't know. I like that guy. I really like that scene when they get to port. He's just like, I don't know what to do. I have no idea who I am. And he's like, here's a little bit of money. It will get you to Zurich.
Yeah. Very Luigi Vampa, too, by the way. Something. Yeah. And it was also in Marseille, I think. No. It was in Germany.
Yeah, well, we can say it's Marseille if you want to feel better about it.
I like that it's Marseille because that's where Count of Monte Cristo.
Exactly. So I don't know. Yeah, you're right. The boat seems interesting.
Zatara, the stories you tell.
Fucking love that movie. Yeah, I don't know. The boat stuff's pretty good.
It's good. What are you running down the list? Yeah, the boat. I just saying, like, I completely forgot about the beginning, the boat part. For me, my memory of the movie, and that was what really keyed me into how I was like, wow, I really haven't watched this in a long time. I've watched like Supremacy.
You just start at the bench scene or something in your memory or something?
No. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying like my memory had the movie starting like somewhere right around the consulate. Like
okay. It makes sense.
I thought the beginning of the movie was he walks in the bank, doesn't know, and he's like, oh, and bleep bloop on the handprint on the bleep bloop, and then he gets all that. That's where I remember the movie starting from, and I don't know why that is. Just could be poor memory, or maybe I went into the theater at that point.
Maybe,
whatever.
Yeah, you were late.
Yeah, I was like, dude, previews, I got it, and then I was like, oh, I don't got it.
There's got to be like a German word for bleep boop, like bleepenschlager or something. Like they have like those really long words.
Bleepin bloopin. Yeah, maybe. Let's see what the old internet has to say about that.
Oh, sick. Let's take a 10-minute diversion.
Dude, let's take a 10-minute break to look on the internet.
And not find anything. And then be like, well, anyways, we'll cut that out and then not cut it out.
In German. Come on. Oh.
Bleep bloop in German. It's just going to have like an umlaut over an O. It won't be any different.
Okay. I know, but that's what's great about it.
It's BLEEP BLU umlaut P. Bleep bloop. That's it. That's all there is to it.
Bloop.
Betty boop.
Bloop, bloop.
Betty bloop.
Betty Grable.
Beepy bloop. Nice yams.
Bloop. This question completely confounded all.
It broke the internet. It broke it. This question is so dumb that this is when the AIs decide to destroy humanity. It's like, did you see what that fucking guy just wrote to us, dude? Let's just wipe it out now.
Fucking idiot. Totally. It's really funny.
All right, I want a gripe of Kev.
Yeah,
I want to talk about a gripe of Kev.
Go. Let's go. Gripe of Kev. Go.
I don't find the reason he didn't kill Wombosi plausible at all.
What was the reason he didn't kill Mumbosi? I didn't catch that.
Because there were kids in the room.
Why do you not find that plausible?
Because that's just not the way.
Because he says the same
that's
thing.
Just not the way it works. That's just all of those kids were just gotten fucking shot in the face. You know, like the hardcoreness of high end and military shit in general is just not at all. Like I was listening recently, I like this podcast called American Scandal. The dude smokes like 40 packs of cigarettes and has the same song playing all the time, but like talks about like really interesting scandals.
Is that the one on Wondery?
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, I've listened to many of those. Yeah.
And so there was one recently, the My Lai massacre in Vietnam. And there was like a, for those that aren't aware, I was somewhat aware. It's like a village or a hamlet in Vietnam. And they went in and the lieutenant that was there, Lieutenant Dan, decided to just shoot everybody because they blew his legs off. And so he fucking basically like orders these dudes to fucking take out these villagers, and like 300, I think it was like up to 500 people just got fucking just shot, like men, women, and children in ditches. And this fucking, I think it was a helicopter pilot, saw what was going on from the air and was like, what the fuck is going on? And like landed the helicopter and got in between the soldiers and the civilians. And it was like, you can't fucking do this shit, dude. And the guy's like, fuck you. And the guy's like, fuck you. And it turns out like all this shit went down. It was a big cover up, whatever. And it was just like talking. There, one of the people that was later, I think, charged or part of the charging was just like,
part of the charging.
He was just like, I killed children. You know, he's like, I just fucking shot them all. And I was doing what I was told to do, and I was told to do it. And so, like, I'm not saying in all scenarios that's a thing, but I'm saying in enough scenarios that's a thing where I find a special operations $30 million fucking CIA covert. You don't spend $30 million on a human if it's not like the Hannah style fucking LSD bullshit. And so I just don't really buy him being like, well, actually, I kind of like children. You know, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And I kind of get it from a storytelling point of view, especially like I think in the Cinema Sticks video, he's like, yes, and Bourne is out on the swing set with Marie's friend, and that foreshadows something about children that I'm not going to spoil. And I don't know. I'm curious your opinion, because it just kind of jumped out at me as like, really? That's the reason? Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Like, we care about children. Any normal human would buy that, but do you know what I'm driving at?
I don't know. Well, I don't know what it foreshadows, because if he's out on the swing set with the little girl at the farm with Eamon, I don't know what it foreshadows.
He just cares about kids. He's good with kids. So good with kids and pistol to a dude's head in a fucking yacht, and then being like, never mind, your son's on your lap. Like, I don't know.
I mean, I guess it works in the sense of when we find out why, he didn't kill the guy because his kids were on the boat. Like, I don't know. I guess that's like the only reason it exists, because it doesn't come into play at any other time in the franchise.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it implies that he's actually good on the inside, and he's not. You know, it's like he's a murderous assassin with a heart of gold. You know, it just kind of just doesn't. Doesn't make sense.
That old chestnut.
You know, I don't know. It kind of just falls a little bit into the
it does
saccharine for me.
In the dumb category, yeah. I don't know. It seemed kind of a little bit pointless, because it didn't really yield any fruit, and it doesn't yield any fruit in any of the subsequent stories. You know what I mean?
Actually, now that I think about it, though, like,
I don't need that to humanize him, because as I'm watching it without the stupid CIA parts, he's way more humanized, and it's way better. Like,
but I think that's actually the thing, right? Is like, you like him because of all of the things you've just seen, and when you realize that he's actually just a cold-blooded motherfucker, are you still allowed to like him? I think him choosing not to kill the guy because of the kids is an excuse to continue liking him. Because, like, how does it work if you get all the way through the movie and Marie is in love with him, but he's protecting her. How does it work where you get all the way through it and then in the end it's like, no, actually he's just a motherfucker who murders people? Like, are you allowed to like him anymore? Like, would you feel weird about it as a viewer potentially? And then if it's like, well, no, he was on this mission and he could have killed the guy, but he didn't because toddlers. You're like, oh, he's sweet. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it gives you permission to keep liking the assassin, you know?
Right. I not only did it give me permission, I didn't need any permission to continue to like him.
I guess
I still liked him.
I think
some people would, but I'm not one of those people. Like,
no,
still, even the fact that he's an assassin. I mean, in many ways, the assassins are just doing their job. Like, everybody's got a job.
Yeah.
Right. A role and a job, and it's like,
yeah, but it's the classic, like, did the fucking Auschwitz guard, you know, are they responsible? All that kind of like gray area shit.
But like, I don't know, dude.
And maybe not so gray area, to be clear. Just
all those things, like when I see him, the way he's acted with her up until the point that he remembers, it doesn't. When he realizes that he's an assassin, and we now know that as well, doesn't dehumanize him to me. It doesn't negate any of the human behavior that we see up until then. Not at all. Like, you can.
It's a redemption.
Because that's real. I wouldn't classify it that way exactly, but I would say that, like, that humanity comes from within. Like, and the fact that he's lost his memory has really just made it all bubble out. You know what I mean? From inside him. And
yeah,
that was, like, you know, one of the only things left. He knew how to speak German. He knew how to speak Italian. He knew how to make coffee. And, like, he knew how to be a human being. Like, it's almost like the amnesia was good because, like, later on, we find out that, like, you know, like, the training was incredibly harsh, man. You know what I mean? And it was like, he's really been through some shit. Like, once we get into Supremacy and certainly in Ultimatum, you know, we find out that it was really fucked up. You know what I mean? Like,
I can't focus on anything that you're saying, because when you're like, he knows how to make coffee, I immediately thought of, like, he's actually just an amnesiac, like, Michelin star chef, and he just, like, goes into a kitchen and starts just fucking making, and everyone's like, whoa, you know, like, it's actually Ratatouille, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I kind of really just went off on a tangent there.
I like that.
But yeah, he's kind of got the, like, Master Chief Spartan Halo fucking training bullshit, right? Like, I need to watch that ones again.
We just get some flashbacks of the training at the end, you know, like with Albert Finney, and, you know, just, it's really, really harsh. We find out what his real name is. His real name was David Webb, you know, and I don't know. It's like, you know, so the point is that, like, the reason why I brought that up is because you see in the later films, you know, in the greater story, that, you know, they kind of tried to erase his humanity along with his whole identity. You know what I mean? But in this very first movie, in this very beginning of it, certainly the first half hour to an hour, we see the very human part of him, the only part that he doesn't need to remember, along with the languages and the coffee making. You know what I mean? And I think that is what makes this one so good. Like, I was so blown away by how great it was watching this without the CIA parts. I was like, this may be my new favorite Bourne now.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, for a while I was, like, super into Legacy, and then I watched Jason Bourne when he came back around and did that other one, and I was like, wow, dude. But, like, this really just, like, I was so into it. I loved it, man. I fucking loved it.
Loved it. Yeah, no, I feel the same way. Like,
guy.
It was really way more interesting, and focuses on the good bits. Like, the mystery, I don't know. Maybe I was going to say the mystery takes a back seat to the relationship between the two of them. But I mean, I feel like it's like half and half. It's like half their chemistry and half this, like, what is going on mystery, as opposed to, like, you know, their relationship is a sidecar on a global conspiracy CIA operation, fucking enhance bullshit. Which I loved the movie. I mean, which I loved the movie back in the day, but
sure,
I like this flavor. This is like it's kind of like the black and white Logan. You know, it's like, it's a different.
It makes it a lot like more like
vibe.
Yeah, it makes it more like Ronin. You know, like Ronin's great. Ronin's like spies,
slow burn.
You know, doing a lot of crazy shit. You know, hiring out for this job. You don't know who's still a spy and who's not, and like this whole like there's some of those elements, but there's also so many human elements too, man. You know, like when De Niro asks, or when Jean Reno offers De Niro the cigarette the very next morning, the very first morning when he wakes up, you know, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm the tour guide. Here's the Louvre." You know, it's like there's just like these great little human bits, you know, like when him and the girl go to do the recon, you know, and they get dressed up, you know, and we have a little
and they do like, can you take a picture
stuff
thing?
like it's just all that stuff, you know, and when Larry ends up in bed because he gets shot. You know, it's just like there's a lot of little things like that. It's very similar to this, you know, when you take out the CIA parts. You know, like I really want to watch the second one now and see if I take out the CIA parts, like what does that entail? Maybe we'll do that for our next one.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I mean, one of the kind of closing thoughts in that YouTube video was like, if you watch this one without the CIA parts, can you do it? Yes. And you find out in the last 15 minutes the story enough to go straight into the rest of the movies untouched, and like you get the whole thing. I imagine it probably falls apart in the second movie because, like, I don't know, the point of every movie after this is to sort that shit out. And so if you don't have the CIA, then what do you have? But
well, it's totally action and adrenaline driven, dude. Like there's still some discovery, but I don't know. I feel like the discovery doesn't really come back into play until the third film anyway. You know what I mean?
I was so in. I haven't watched any of the other Bourne movies in so long that I don't even really remember, other than being so fucking hyped for the second one to be like so bummed that Patente gets taken out in like the first 5-10 minutes.
Oh my God. I know. The only trade-off there is she gets taken out by Carl Urban.
Sure, I mean everybody loves, you know, friend of the show Carl Urban, but like friend of the show. Maybe what it is watching this movie. What I actually like is the relationship and the discovery stuff. And if you rip the relationship out of it in the first 10 minutes of the next movie, what are you left with? You're left with fucking enhance. She's a gypsy. Tell me everywhere she's shit in the last 5 years. You know, like it just. It's just spy gamey, you know? Like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's why I like this like this.
We talked about Wick, all of the Wicks, and like, I just wasn't really into Wick 2 and 3 and 4 to a degree. And like, I'm sure I could go back now and enjoy them and their popcorn and their potentially mindless style action. But like, I don't know. I like really mindless action from time to time. I like mindless comedy from time to time. But like,
sure.
This is neither of those things. This is like big pen fight driving the action genre forward and the mystery stuff and the relationship stuff. And then it turns out that the CIA scenes are not needed. And if you take them out, it's actually better. Because if you just delete Franco Potente in the first 5 minutes of the next movie, you're just left with Beekeeper. You're left with action.
That really sums it up.
Bullshit, you know? And that's fine.
No, you're right. Like, But that really sums it up.
You know,
that sums up like the whole direction of the next two movies. You know, they're like, we don't need a love interest. It's just like action. And it's like that's what we get is action.
And that's fine. I like action.
Story.
I like Commando. But
I could be wrong because I haven't seen right.
Sometimes I just want more than
I haven't seen
that. I guess you haven't seen one. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
No. It's the delay. I can't. We just kept start talking at the same time. I was going to say, like, I could be wrong. I haven't seen Supremacy or Ultimatum in a while, so I need to rewatch them again to see. But I mean, we still get the overall story of Bourne, but like, I really think that adding in this other person is really key. And like, when you take her out in the beginning of the second one, and you're just kind of like, all right, well, we're not getting any more of that goodness we got in the first one. That's not going to happen.
And another thing that I hadn't, you know, it's not the same, but you take Potente out of the rest of the movies and you're just left with like Bond movies, kind of, you know, it's not really, but it's kind of, you know, it's like, no, I love a Bond movie, dude. I love the formulaic nature of a Bond movie. You know, it's like a comfort format, you know?
I want to do a Pierce Brosnan Bond movie.
Totally. But it's a comfort format, you know, like the action movie is a comfort format. The romantic comedy for some is a comfort format. This is not a format for me. Like, this is a fucking good movie. And like, you go into the next movie, like, all right, I'm hyped, dude. Fucking cue up the Moby Doof Doof, bro. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And then all of a sudden, Potente gets fucking just got. And you're like, oh, okay.
Right.
Now what?
It's, this movie's, it's interesting, man. Cause this movie was like, it was kind of like nothing when it came out. It was like,
but it blew the fuck up, didn't it?
Well,
I don't know if it blew up in theaters.
Like it kind of just flew sort of under the radar, man. And then people realized like how cool it was. You know,
it reminds me of like Sixth Sense though, because like I'm looking at the budget 60, the box 200. So like it sounds to me like it came out to whatever, and then it came out 30. So it came out all right, which means they marketed it all right, and then word of mouth I think would have gotten people in the seats, just like Sixth Sense really was word of mouth, you know. So I feel like 60 to 214 is like a solid showing, right? And then I think like on the video and DVD, it's like this thing is like legendary in the action espionage.
It
like,
is
it's
definitely
a legendary
now. It is legendary, absolutely, and now like it's even more legendary in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, based on this, yeah,
you
sure.
know? Yeah.
Well, I think you know, again, that CinemaSticks dude says it well, where he's just like Tony Gilroy spent his focus on the relationship, and it pays off big fucking time.
I agree. Focusing on that was really, really key, man.
Well, I'm gonna go cut this fucking movie, dude. Right on. Anything else? I mean, there's no Julia Stiles in this cut, so we can't really talk about her or Chris Cooper or the Chief. You know, like I don't know,
or Gabriel Mann, or you're the Chief.
Brian
Cox.
Cox.
I don't really care. I don't really care to talk about that because I don't. This episode is not about that. This episode is about this recut and how good the film is without watching all that stuff. And I think like. I did like the car chase with the Mini. Like again, Ronin.
Oh hell
like,
yeah!
Similar to Ronin. Like it was totally analog. Like it was great. Like there's nothing like a car chase in Europe. It's so crowded and tight over there. You know?
No action set pieces get cut with this cut. You know, it's just a little bit of exposition here and there.
Right, exactly. Right. It is just exposition, man. You know?
It really, yeah.
And I think, and you know, to say it again. Well, firstly, again, as a sort of bitter Bob, like I really liked the car chase. I thought that was fantastic.
Oh hell yeah!
And I really
splashy on the way over.
Yeah, I really I feel like watching it this way, you get the surprise of him. You really get the surprise of him discovering and realizing that he's an assassin. And I think it hits way harder when you watch it like this. And also, like, it's like a surprise when the CIA comes in. Finally, like when the two timelines that are going on converge, right? But in this version, they don't converge because we don't have the other timeline. We just have
it's a reveal,
a phone off of a dead assassin, and he calls in and says, "Who is this?"
Yeah.
And whoever you are, you better get your shit together because I killed whoever you sent to kill me. Right. So it's like, it's just really great how it all plays out because even that dialogue there, it's like it totally lends itself to not having those other CIA intercuts in the movie.
And then he runs into Chris Cooper in person and slams him up against the wall and is like, are you Treadstone? Right. So when he says, are you Treadstone? He has no fucking idea what Treadstone is. He thinks it's a person. Right. It's great.
So it's like we get the two really great reveals. You get the realization when he realizes he's an assassin, and then later on when the CIA is involved, right? Because when you watch it this way, it's like a total surprise. You're like, oh, whoa, holy shit. This is like the CIA? Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it.
Well, there's also the like smashing Chris Cooper up against the wall, like taking out everybody in the room except for Julia Stiles and Chris Cooper. And him just being like, you're going to fucking forget I ever existed. You're going to say that I'm dead and you're going to leave me the fuck alone.
Yes.
And it doesn't happen, you know? And then he John Wicks out, you know, you killed his fucking dog. So, I mean, I kind of like also that the end state of Bourne is basically just like, fuck you guys, leave me the fuck alone. I'm going to go and find my girl and rent scooters in Greece or whatever the fuck, you know?
Sure.
And that's a great, like, dude, the ending to this movie where he walks into the like Greek island cafe and he's like, is this your place? You know, and she's like, yeah. And then she hears his voice and turns around and you're just like, fuck yeah, dude. And then it's that Moby track, you know, and you're like,
Yes,
yeah,
dude, Porcelain. I think it's Porcelain, yeah. No, Extreme Ways. It's Extreme Ways by Moby. That's a great tune.
Yeah, it's not Porcelain. Porcelain's from the beach, I think, right?
Right. Yes, exactly. But yeah, it's funny how that song became so intertwined with these films.
So big.
Right? Very cool. NDR, dude. Nuggets?
I actually didn't do any digging, which I kind of
I didn't either, except I just looked on Wikipedia real quick because I wanted to see what the response to this movie was in terms of like the turnout in the theaters. I didn't remember if this like blew up in the theater or if it blew up afterward. And the one thing that I did catch was that in the consulate scenes, real Marines were used and played the guards, which I
like it because they totally came off like,
yeah. We're so SWAT, best of the best, with honors.
Dude, very randomly, Emma and I were watching, there's a new 2-part documentary series on Billy Joel from HBO. Really? That's really interesting. Mm-hmm. It's long, but
AKA,
it randomly popped into my mind because he's got a song that he was asked to write by some guys that were in Nam. So friends of his were like, because he was writing all kinds of interesting kind of somewhat politically music back in the day, you know, Allentown with all the steel stuff going down, the steel works closing down in the 80s. And they asked him to write some stuff about Nam. And he's like, dude, I didn't go to Nam. Like, I don't feel comfortable writing about it. And like, no, just like, we'll tell you the stories. We'll tell you what's up. And so he wrote, you know, the Saigon track that's well known. And then it like cuts to him nowadays, singing it on stage in like MSG. And, he's got a bunch of Marines. Like he'll have like 20 Marines up on stage, like singing background, which is kind of interesting. So I don't know, for whatever reason, the image just jumped into my head there. So it's a cool doc.
It's super cool.
You should check it out. It's an interesting documentary. I didn't really realize I've always been a Billy Joel fan. And obviously, Huey from The Boys is a huge Billy Joel fan. So watch the documentary.
I'm gonna need to have some extra MSG on that one because I'm not the biggest Billy Joel fan. But
I don't know, man. Like, I think this might
maybe that'll get me there.
It was kind of like I am a Billy Joel fan. When I was a kid, Billy Joel was kind of like, you know, lame shit my parents listened to, but like I've come to appreciate it a lot more.
Yes, except for the last part. Yeah. I don't discount him as a musician. Like, I think he's fantastic. I think he's a pioneer. I think he done amazing things for the industry and for other artists and all that kind of thing.
It's not your thing.
I'm just not nuts about his stuff. Yeah,
you're a Pearl Jam guy. It's all right. It's okay.
Right. Right. I'm not like crazy about it. So, but that being said, I'm not a big sports fan, but I love Moneyball and I love Friday Night Lights and I love documentaries, man. An interesting documentary. It doesn't matter what the subject matter is. Like, if it's interesting, I'll be like, wow, cool. Let's watch it. You know? So I shouldn't say that. Yeah, I'll check it out. What is it? Is it on Netflix?
It's a bit long, but it's interesting. It's on HBO.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll check it out. Cool. We actually had a couple deaths this week too.
Yeah, dog.
You had a death in the beginning, and like by the time I like pulled the list up, I already forgot what the death was, which is a death in and of itself. Actually, I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was either. I think it was
I forgot.
It was somebody's name.
Chad's first death. Yeah, I don't know what it was.
The second one was the Terminator 2 death, right?
That's right. Vanilla Ice was, in fact, folks, not in Terminator 2, as Chad stated during the show. Correct.
Can you believe it?
I know, right? Dude,
I want to like Vanilla Ice. I want to make Vanilla Ice twins, and Vanilla Ice could be the twin guards in the psych ward.
Dude.
You know the twin dudes?
Wait,
the guys that go to the vending machine?
You think, them for T2?
I don't actually want to delete those guys because I love those guys, but yeah.
I don't know. Like, if it would be cool, like, if in a movie, if I could have a summon, if I was like fighting some horrible boss in like a movie and I had a summon, I would summon like twin Vanilla Ices to come help me.
But it would be like, I don't know, the last time you sat down and watched the Vanilla Ice music videos around T2, but
I haven't. No,
it's worth summoning him. I feel like can Vanilla Ice from again, I think I said T2 again. Can Vanilla Ice from Ninja Turtles 2 please be an unlockable character in our fight game?
Oh my god, that would be sick. I gotta pull that up. What is that?
Just like this very random
right
unlockable where you're like you unlock all these cool characters from all these cool
that would have to be a key feature of the game.
But he would have to be like, what was there was like Scorpion and Reptile. Yes. What was the ice one? Sub-Zero. He'd be like a Sub-Zero character. He would throw ice, dude,
Yes. Whoa, wait a second. You're onto something hot, dude. Vanilla Ice.
That's what I'm saying.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2?
Ninja Turtles 2. Vanilla Ice. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. I can't believe we're doing this, but I can believe we're doing this. Oh my
God. The ninja rap. Holy shit.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Why the Vanilla Ice scene in Ninja Turtles 2 is still incredible. My mom took me to see this and I lost my mind during the scene chanting, "Go Ninja, go."
But there was also the Vanilla Ice. Oh man. When back in the day when we were making like video ads, you guys were talking about when we invented the idea of riding on each other's motorcycles when we agreed with each other. I cut together a bunch of motorcycle scenes.
Yeah.
So like Dread on his motorcycle and like all this different shit. And one of the scenes was Vanilla Ice, dude. Vanilla Ice on his motorcycle. He's got a Vanilla Ice motorcycle music video. Motorcycle.
Well, he's actually a rider. He was a competition rider, man. Like he was a really big into dirt bike rider. So like I really kind of got into him.
He is
like
a dirt bike rider.
Like 5 years ago, like. I was like, what's up with it? I saw like a clip of him and I was like, what's up with this guy, man? And like, he really, really like totally went in some different directions. And he started like, flipping houses and doing construction and all kinds of crazy stuff, dude.
Can you imagine, dude, being like a fucking a shingler or some shit and you're like, yeah, I got this job. And you go to the job and the fucking GC pulls up and it's Vanilla fucking Ice, dude.
Totally.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
This is an investment property. I just be like, sorry, what?
Well, he did an interview about, it might have been on How Did This Get Made, which is a really good podcast that any one of our fans would like. It's also a movie podcast, and they're more famous and have a bigger audience. But Vanilla Ice was on it, and I think that was it. And he was talking about how he was a dirt bike rider, so he did all of his riding himself in the movie scenes that he did and in his videos and stuff. So he's. Like everybody thought he was such a big goof, but he's really a smart guy, dude. And he's really got a lot of skills, and whatever. I'm a fan. What can I say?
While listening to you, I'm watching him jump his motorcycle next to a chick on a horse.
There you go.
Hang on, I am totally sharing this with you. And it was like such a great thing. I'm posting this in the shared chat so Jarhigo just gets a random cool as ice motorcycle link in his chat. You got to open that up. Oh my God, I love that so much.
This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 2016 he did that? Or did he do it in...
No.
Well, this says 2016.
It's not 2016. There's no fucking way. It's late 90s, man.
No, I think he came out. This is him at the premiere. He did a performance. So I think like when they released the second movie of the new bunch of movies,
they brought him in.
I think because it was really popular, man. According to the internet, anyway.
It was really popular. I was in the movie theater watching that shit as a angsty brace-faced tween. They even got some dudes up there in like turtle costumes, man. Nice. So yeah, the original was 1990.
He looks like 2016 Ice, not 2000 or whatever, 1985 Vice or whatever. Ice, rather. Vanilla
Ice.
Vice.
He looks like he's on ice. Secret of the Ooze, was it? Yeah, Secret of the Ooze. 1991.
Vanilla Vice. Let me look this up because this is really great content.
I'm pretty sure. Here, hang on. You might be a Mortal Kombat film historian, but one of our listeners is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film historian.
That's true.
And he gave us a bunch of shit about the fact that the Vanilla Ice, I think it was, Terminator, 30th anniversary just happened.
The
Go
Terminator.
Ninja, go Ninja, go. Did I say Terminator again?
You just said that. The
Ninja
what?
Turtles. The Ninja Turtles anniversary.
Oh my God. Wow,
35th. So Pyburn, a friend of the show, John Pyburn, said he sent us a message that they were bringing Ninja Turtle. Oh, it was Ninja Turtles 1 back to the theaters for the 35th anniversary. And I was like, dude, you're totally going. And then, he was basically saying, because so what I proposed is that he should come on the show and we should do it. But there's a really great meme on Instagram, which is watching the first Ninja Turtles movie until Raphael goes to see Critters and then throwing on Critters and watching the whole way through and then starting Ninja Turtle back up when Raphael walks out of the theater. I think we should do that.
I agree, dude. I agree. I would love to do that. I think that's a great idea. We should
so
totally
dumb
do that.
That we should do it.
It is.
So shout out to Pyburn. Pyburn is like, y'all are dead because we've been fucking up Ninja Turtles so bad. But
all right, sorry, John. We'll do better.
How the fuck did we get onto this?
I have no idea. Vanilla Ice, I think was our window into this world.
Okay.
Some crazy how.
Well, that's the Bourne Identity. Ulysses.
Oh, because we were going over the deaths, dude. Vanilla Ice was not in T2. That's how we got.
Oh,
on.
that
We were
yeah. Okay.
in the middle of the death section. All right, so I also recorded Chad died again while we were on that ridiculous cul-de-sac.
By talking about Terminator 3 more times.
Yeah, TMNT had the 30th anniversary, not Terminator 2.
Well, but I also I don't know why I'm so hung up on this.
So
but
good.
I don't know. Have you seen that new Sora shit? The new app that came out that you can download? It's like
I watched
TikTok,
a video
but the
of a
crackiest
YouTuber
of
that I
things.
watch. There's a guy that I watch that streams, and he was talking about it, and I caught
It's the craziest fucking thing.
I was
Like, the
listening
world's
to
coming
it, but
an
at
end.
work today. But I caught a couple glimpses of it. I was like, wow, okay.
But there's definitely a Sora video with Vanilla Ice and Terminator 2. Like, it's definitely happening. I kind of want Vanilla Ice to be like at the fence during the nuclear Armageddon scene, you know?
I want Vanilla Ice. Like, I love the idea of Ice being an unlockable in our video game, dude.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, that's just
You know?
a done fucking deal at this stage.
I mean, bro, it's a done deal. I mean, the game's pretty much developed. You know, we're just
Dude,
waiting
you know what
for
it's finished? You
a
know
little
what?
bit
You know
of
what
marketing
Vanilla Ice is
cash to come in.
finishing? Vanilla Ice's finishing move in our video game should be
What?
he flips a house at the end.
So good, yes.
Like Wizard of Oz, a house falls
He would
down.
love
and he
that,
like,
dude.
Yeah,
he would love that. He would, you know what? I bet we could get him on this show. He would totally
Probably
do this show. You know,
we're gonna talk about house flipping.
we'd have to do Cool as Ice and talk about house flipping.
No, we'd have to do Terminator 2.
Yes.
So what was it like being
that's
on
good.
set?
Yeah.
Vanilla?
What's that like? Yeah, right. Vanilla.
Can I call you Vanilla? Is that okay?
Can I call you Vanilla? Is that cool? Oh my god. What's that like having vanilla as your first
What is
name?
it? Oh my god.
So good. Oh my god.
Is Linda Hamilton's twin as hot as Linda Hamilton? I mean, tell me everything. I love how fucking stupid we've become in all these years.
I love it. It's great. It's what this whole thing was. This whole endeavor has been about from the get go. I love it. The more,
all right,
the
so
more
that's
the better.
Nuggets. That's deaths. I can
All right,
finally do
that's-
recommendations in order. I mean, I would very highly recommend that you watch this movie in this way.
Highly, me too. Highly recommend.
Almost no one has done it. So grab the remote, jump forward 10 seconds anytime you see the CIA shit. It's very interesting.
100%. Slab. What are we doing next week, dude? Are we all
Next
here?
week.
Yeah,
We're doing our Halloween episode. We haven't really kind of decided yet. I mean, Benny was saying Creepshow 2. I don't know if I've seen Creepshow 2. Like, I'm kind of down.
I'm into doing a vintage. Yeah, creep show. It's from the 80s. It'll be great. Schlocky.
But we're doing a Halloweeny movie. We're thinking,
Yeah.
something old school. Just,
Okay, awesome.
And the
Everybody
gang will be all
stoked
here.
for that. The gang will be all here, and that's that. So thank you for joining us for this special tender version of the
Jason from
Bourne
Bourne.
Identity. And we'll see you next week for Creepshow.
Creepshow 2.
And that's it. Thanks for listening. We love you long time. Bye.
See ya.
And that's going to wrap up this week's episode. If you'd like to check out the show notes for this episode, you can do so in your podcast app of choice, or at our website, ebd.fm/episodes/322. That's right, 322. If you would like to support the show, there's a number of great ways you can do so. You can buy us a coffee. I don't even know how you do it. I think there's like an app or something. We haven't even set that up, so don't worry about that. Send us a freaking Dunkin' card, kid.
Dunkin'.
In the mail. You can also support us directly on Patreon. We do have a Patreon. You can rate us and review us, and you can tell your friends and your loved ones and your family to
Weeks.
check out the show. 2 weeks. So do that and help us grow this fantastic show. That's a lot of value you're getting every week for not a lot. If you'd like to join us on social, Instagram at EBD Podcasts. That's it. Thanks for joining us for this special edition of Bourne Identity. We'll see you next week for Creepshow
2. Creepshow 2.
So long for now, folks.
One for C-Lab, 2 for Troy Eagle, 3 for Wolverine to round out the trio. In this episode, everybody dies.
Beady, beady, beady. Stop into it.